students. So today we are going to start with the first human anatomy chapter, that is the endocrine system. So let's start. So first we will understand what are glands. Glands are the organ that secretes the hormones. Organs that secrete hormones. You have already heard about this word in your teenagers part. Okay, what are the hormones and all? There are two types of gland. There are two types of glands, that is exocrine and endocrine. Suppose let's talk with the first one, that is the exocrine gland. The word exo means out. You have already heard about this word, that is the exothermic and endothermic. So this exo means the out, and this crine, crine, crine means system. This crine means system. So what happens in a exocrine glands? So just wanted to give an example in order to understand in a more better and clear way. Suppose this exocrine gland is called duct gland. This is considered to be the duct glands. Why it is considered to be a duct gland, and what do you mean by a term duct gland? Because let's take an example to understand, that is pancreas. Pancreas. What is going to happen? Suppose this is a gland, and what is a gland? I have already made you understand. That is going to secrete the hormone for you. And this is the duct. What is the work of the duct? The work of the duct is to carry up the secretion. Which secretion? That is the hormone secretion. And this gland is going to pour up the hormone in this target organ part. What do you mean by target organ? Target organ means an organ on which the effect is going to happen. Suppose this is a pancreas gland. Just wanted to give an example. This is a pancreas gland. This part in which they are going to carry the hormones. And this part is called duct. And what is this target organ? This target organ is duodenum. You have already heard about this word in the 9th standard, that is duodenum. What is the function of the duodenum? It's a part of the small intestine where the digestion is going to get occur. So because of this pancreas, the digestion, the work of the digestion can occur very easily in the duodenum. What is the name of the gland? Was pancreas. This was a duct, and this target organ was duodenum. Now let's understand more in detail about the endocrine, because our chapter is based completely on the endocrine. What do you mean by endocrine? First of all, we should know endocrine is called the ductless gland. What it is called? It is called ductless glands. Why it is called ductless gland? Suppose I am going to make a gland. This is a gland. What it is going to do? It is going to secrete the hormone. Now, and suppose this is your blood vessel. What it is? It is a blood vessel. Blood vessel. Now what is the work of this gland? This gland is going to secrete the hormone, and this hormone will enter into this bloodstream. This hormone is going to get poured into the bloodstream, and from there on it will target, it will act on the target organ. So you can see this part very well. If you have noticed, this is a gland and this is a blood vessel. There is no link between this gland and blood vessel. So that is why endocrine system is called the ductless gland, because it does not, they secrete the hormones, they secrete the hormone, but they does not travel through this ducts. Okay, they get directly poured into this blood, and from there on they can work on their target organs. Okay, now as we said about the hormones, you have already heard about this word in your teenagers, as you are your teenagers only right now, endocrine glands. So before starting of that part, so we will assume कि where all these locations, where all this are located. This is a pituitary gland. We will not go in detail, just a glimpse I am going to give you. This is a pituitary gland which is located inside your brain. Okay, this is the thyroid, okay, which is located in the neck region. This is the adrenal, which is located on the kidneys. Pancreas located behind the stomach. These are the testes which are present in the male, and these are the ovaries which are present in the female. So just take a look toward this part, so it becomes quite very easy for you to understand the chapter in more detail. Now, as we have said, the organ that secrete hormones. Now, what do you mean by a word hormone? Hormone is a secretion from which glandular part of the body, glandular part means gland, okay, which pour directly into the blood. Directly means what? Without the duct, and which acts on the target organ of the cells of the same individual, bringing about the coordination between the different distance part of the body. Okay, let's understand. Okay, what do you mean by distance part of the body? If suppose you see a line in front of you, or you take an example that you have saw a thief who has a gun in his hand. So what will be your reaction at that period of time? Definitely your heart is going to pump very fast, your blood pressure is going to increase at that period of a time. So who is responsible for that pumping of the heart and increase in the blood pressure? This is all due to the this is all responsible by the hormones only. Okay, the hormones are responsible for this kind of a parts. Okay, so these are nothing but the chemical messengers. Okay, what do you mean by messengers? Messenger means who is going to carry the message for you. Now, what are the general properties? Okay, what are the exactly work of these hormones? First, the secretion are carried to all parts through blood. Okay, we have seen that part very well. This was a gland and this was the blood vessel. Okay, this was the gland and this was the blood vessels. They regulate the physiological process by chemical means. The physiological process means some of them are very tall in nature. Okay, they are very well heighted, and some of them are quite small in nature. They are called as dwarf. So that tallness and dwarfness is the physiological process. We can see that, right? But how it is possible that one person is too tall and the other person is very short? How it is possible? Through this chemical means only. Here the word chemical means nothing but the hormones only. Okay, they act on the target organs of the cells. We have discussed this part. They are produced in very small quantities, and biologically they are quite very active in nature. They are produced in very small quantities and are biological active means what? Okay, they are present in your body and they can get activated any of a time. Okay, they are activated only, but they can work very fast in any time. Okay, these hormones are generally not stored in the body. Okay, hormones are not stored in the body. They get excrete out from the system. They get excrete out means they get easily move out from the system. Now there are 4 types of glands: adrenal gland, pancreas, thyroid, and pituitary. These are the 4 types of glands. We are going to study them in detail. So we have saw this. Where is adrenal gland present? It is presented on the kidney. Okay, pancreas behind the stomach, thyroid gland in the neck region, and pituitary in the brain part. Okay. Now we are going to discuss the first type of a gland, that is the adrenal gland. Okay, that is the adrenal gland. This adrenal gland, so before starting of the detailing of this adrenal gland, let's understand the position, like I mean to say the location. Okay, this here location is very important. Okay, adrenal gland. So first, the word renal was there, renal. So we will understand that word, renal. What do you mean by word renal? The word renal means kidney first. The word renal means the kidney. The word adrenal completely means what? How is the structure of your kidney? It's kind of a bean shape. Okay, it's kind of a bean shape. And these adrenal glands are situated on the top of each kidneys. They are situated like a cap on the top of each kidney. This is the adrenal gland which I have marked out here. Okay, you can see in your book in perfection. Okay, this is an adrenal gland and this is a shape like a cap. Now there consist of 2 parts, that is the central medulla and peripheral cortex. What do you mean by this? See, the word medulla means middle. The word cortex means outer. Now let's understand. Suppose this is an adrenal gland. Okay, the mid region. Suppose I am going to make a mid region like this. This mid region is nothing but the medulla, and this outer region is called as the cortex. This is central medulla and peripheral means outside type. Okay, cortex means the outer region. These are the 2 important part of this adrenal glands. See, you can see in more detail. This is an adrenal gland. This is a bean shaped kidney. Okay, above this adrenal gland is present, and when we see the adrenal gland in a very perfection, so we can see many of a part out here. The central part is called medulla, the outer one is called cortex. Inside this medulla there are the blood vessels that are present. Okay, and the outermost part is called capsule. What is the function of this capsule? The function of this capsule is for the protection. Okay, the function of this capsule is for the protection part. Now let's understand the first part, that is the adrenal medulla. The word medulla means middle region. So this is a very important hormone. Okay, many questions arises from this part. Adrenal medulla, it secretes the hormones that is known adrenaline. Okay, this hormone is also called as fight or flight hormone or the emergency hormone. Why it is called as the fight or flight hormone, emergency hormone? Okay, just remember this name. They might ask you in the exam, okay, which hormone is secreted by the adrenal medulla? So you have to answer that is adrenaline. Okay, and this question the second part is ask for the give reason part. So what they ask, why adrenal medulla is called as the emergency hormone or the fight or flight hormone. Suppose we will take an example to understand in more perfect and clear way. Suppose there is a thief, okay, who is having a gun in his hand right now. Okay, he came at your home for the robbery part. So at that period of a time, if that thief is present in front of you, so what is going to happen? Two situations will come arises. Either you are going to fight with that thief, or you are going to get run away. That run away is called as the flight. Okay, fight or flight means that only. Fight means either you are going to fight with that thief, or you will try to escape out of those parts. So this is called as the fight or flight hormone. This fight or flight hormone always occur during the emergency part only. Okay, during the emergency situation. So that is why it is called as the emergency situation also, because this adrenaline provides the body with extra energy and strength at that particular situation. Because if you have to fight with that thief, the more amount of energy will be required. Okay, so who is going to provide that more energy? That is been provided by this adrenaline gland. Okay, this hormone also work for the emotional part also. Okay, emotional part also. When you are too excited or you are too angry, so who takes a control of your emotional parts? This is controlled by the adrenaline only. Okay, so why adrenaline is called as the emergency hormone? This is a give reason. Okay, first, it increases the heartbeat. If suppose a thief is in front of you, so you are going to fight or flight. Okay, so at that period of a time, your heartbeat will increase, and because of your heartbeat get increase, there will be increase in the blood pressure too. Okay, second, increase blood supply to the muscles. So what is going to happen? See, blood supply to the muscle means what? Blood get transport to each and every part of the body. Okay, so at that period of a time, the work of the blood will be in such a way, like the blood is provided to the skin will get constricted or get deficient, and the blood required by the muscle will get increase. Okay, as blood is transported to each and every part of the body, okay, in a regular fashion, but during some emergency situation, what happens? The blood which is supplied to the skin will get diminished or get less, and the amount of the blood supplied to the muscle will get increase. Okay, so that is why always you can see this, whenever a person who is in any of the emotional stress, you can see that the person face has been turned pale. Okay, now more amount of glucose is released into the blood by this liver. More amount of the glucose is released into the blood by the liver. Okay, what is the function of the liver? The function of the liver is to store the extra amount of the glucose. Why this liver store the extra amount of glucose? Let's understand. In any of the situation, in any of the dangerous situation or any of the panic situation, your body will be needing a lot amount of a glucose. So where this glucose is going to come? This glucose is going to come from the liver. Okay, because why it is going to come from the liver? because glucose have been stored. Excess amount of a glucose is stored in the liver. In any of the emergency situation, this liver is going to release the glucose into your bloodstream. Okay, why it is going to release the glucose? For the energy production. Okay, for the energy production, so that it gets more amount of energy. Now we are going to talk about the adrenal cortex part. Adrenal cortex here means, cortex means the outer region that we have cleared. Okay, adrenal cortex secretes many hormones, but the best known is the cortisol. Okay, cortex मतलब C stands for cortex, C stands for cortisol. Understand like this. This is the very well known hormone. This cortical hormone, this cortisol is the name of the hormone. This cortical are the cells. Okay, these cortical hormones are categorized as two parts, that are the mineral corticoids and the glucocorticoids. Let's understand the mineral corticoid first. The work of the mineral corticoids, it helps to regulate mineral metabolism. Okay, what do you mean by a metabolic activity? The things which are essential, we are going to keep in our body, and the things which are not essential are going to get expelled out of the body. It's known as the metabolic process in easier term. So the work of the mineral corticoids is to regulate mineral metabolism, especially which minerals they are going to keep, that is metabolism, Na plus and K plus. What is the function of this cortex? They are going to keep this sodium ion, and they are going to expel out this potassium ion from the body, because this Na, this sodium, helps to regulate up your blood pressure. So that is why it is very essential. Okay, so Na is very essential, but this K is in excess, so the things which are excess should be get expelled out of the body. So this is the function of the mineral corticoids. Now we are going to discuss about the glucocorticoids. So before starting of the glucocorticoids, let's understand the word gluco. The word gluco here means the glucose only. Okay, now a very well known freedom fighter, that is Mahatma Gandhi ji. Mahatma Gandhi ji fasted for 42 days. After the completion, he fasted for around 42 days. Then too, Gandhi ji didn't die because of the fasting. How is it possible? How a person can almost up to 180 days, a person can fast in a proper way. After 180 days, the person get ill or he can die also, according to the science. Okay, a person can, on an estimate, can fast up to 180 days. 180 days here means period of 6 months. So how it is possible to fast for a very long period of a time? Even Anna Hazare was a good example to give. Okay, even he fasted for many days. So how it is possible? How they survived also after doing so many, after doing so much of fast? This is due to the glucocorticoids. See, I am talking about any one example. Suppose we taken of Gandhiji. He fasted for around 42 days. The proteins and the carbohydrates which were present in his body got broken down, got breakdown, okay, and eventually when these proteins and carbohydrates got broken down, it got converted into an easier form of substance that is called glucose. So it was quite possible for Mahatma Gandhi to fast because he was having the stored amount of the proteins and carbohydrate inside his body. So in times of need of the glucose, there was inside his body, the proteins and carbohydrates got broken down, and this breaking down helps for the formation of this glucose. Okay, so it becomes very easy for fasting also. Now adrenal cortex. Okay, what is the work of these glucocorticoids? You have understood it very well. What happens when these proteins and the fats get broken down? Okay, so blood glucose get increase because your proteins and the carbohydrates and the fats have got broken down. So because of this, the blood glucose increases, okay, and this helps to adapt to the stress kind of a situation, that is extreme hot, that is extreme heat or coldness. A person can easily survive in that condition also when he is fasting, because this glucose production can increase very easily, okay. Now there is one more adrenal cortex special hormone. As I said, the adrenal cortex secretes a lot of hormone, and the best one known is cortisol. But there is one more hormone that is secreted by this adrenal virilism. What is this adrenal virilism? Let's understand. This virilism, it's a Latin word which means maleness. Okay, maleness. If suppose adrenal cortex also works for the sex hormones, okay, you just understand this part very well. This might ask in the give reason. This cortex works for the sex hormones also. So what happens, okay, when this adrenal cortex which secretes cortisol hormones, if this gets increased inside a mature woman, if this hormone increase inside a mature woman, okay, so she will develop a male characters such as beards, growing of mustache, and deep male voice, okay. So as she was a woman, but she developed up the male characteristics like of beard, mustache, and a deep male voice. This condition is called the adrenal virilism. But this can be in a men also. If there is an overgrowth of adrenal cortex inside a man, overgrowth of adrenal cortex inside the man, so the man will develop a feminine characteristics. What do you mean by a feminine characteristics? Female characteristics that a man is going to get, that is the enlargement of breast, okay. Now hyposecretion of cortisol. Now what do you mean by hyposecretion? The word hyposecretion means the word hypo means less, okay, less amount of secretion. If cortisol hormones are less, secretion of cortisol hormone is very less from the adrenal cortex, so it is going to cause a special kind of a disease that is called as the Addison disease. So what happens in an Addison disease? A person, you can see out a condition out here which is called this skin vitiligo. Okay, what is this skin vitiligo? There is the loss of pigmentations. Okay, there is a loss of pigmentation of skin on the hands, on the face, and on the leg region. Okay, this vitiligo word you have heard in your 9th standard, that is a skin chapter. Okay, this vitiligo means loss of pigmentation from certain parts of the body. Okay, not complete loss. Okay, it is not a complete loss, it is a partial loss only. What are the symptoms of this part? There is a loss of energy, loss of weight, hypoglycemia, and nausea. Let's understand. Loss of energy, definitely this loss of energy and weight is accompanied by together only. Why it is accompanied? Because see, in any of the disease a person is going to lose energy, and he or she is going to lose up the weight only also when there is a secretion, or there is a hyposecretion. Let's understand this part, that is the hypoglycemia. The word hypo means less. Okay, I made you learn this part. And the word glycemia means the glucose. And the word glycemia means the glucose. So as I already mentioned this part, Gandhi ji could fast for many days. Why it was possible for him to fast for many days? Because the proteins and the carbohydrates got broken down. Okay, so at that period of a time, why the proteins and carbohydrate inside his body got broken down? Because there was a less amount of a glucose inside his body. So this condition was called as the hypoglycemia. And a person can develop up a condition of a nausea also. What do you mean by nausea? A person, when a person who is not feeling well and he feels like vomiting, is called as a condition called nausea. Now hypersecretion. If this cortisol which is secreted from the cortex increases, word hyper means more. Okay, the word hyper means more. It will cause up the Cushing syndrome. What do you mean by Cushing syndrome? You can see out here, this is a normal. Okay, but as he was developing, his face got chubby. Okay, you can see the fat deposit on his skin. Okay, we couldn't see this neck region also of this part. Okay, of this child. Why we couldn't see this neck condition? Why there is an excess amount of obesity? This is due to the Cushing syndrome has been developed inside his body, because there was a hypersecretion. There was a too much of secretion from the kidneys. Okay, obesity, and you can see there is a redness on his face also. Okay, so what is the cause? That is the obesity problems. Okay, the word hyperglycemia means what? Hyper means more, glycemia means glucose. There is more amount of glucose inside his body. There is more amount of a glucose inside his body. So that is why. So that is by excess fat have been stored inside his body. Then the person is weak in this condition. Okay, because it's a very basic one. If a person gets fat, so definitely that person becomes lazy. Okay, so it's a basic common reason. And he develops up a condition called the osteoporosis. The word osteo here means the bones, related to bones. You have seen the ad, that is the osteocalcium. The word osteo related to bones, and the porosis means soft. The bones get soft in this Cushing condition because he develops a lot of fat in his body. So because of this, the inner bone or the skeleton is very weak of his. Now we are going to discuss the next, that is the pancreas. This pancreas is called as the duct as well as ductless gland. It is called duct also and as well as ductless gland. What is a duct? We have studied this in exocrine gland. And what do you mean by ductless gland? And what do you mean by ductless glands? Which does not carries up the hormones by the duct. Okay. C. This pancreas has a special group of hormone secreting cells. In pancreas, there are lot of cells. Okay, there are lot of cells. They are called as the islet of Langerhans. Langerhans was a scientist who founded up the cells. Okay, where he founded up the cells in this pancreas condition. Okay, so he called it islets of Langerhans. What do you mean by islets? Islet means the island. Okay, and as it was founded by a scientist, so that is why he gave it as a name of islets of Langerhans. We can see out here also in this diagram. Okay, see, this is the pancreatic islet. What do you mean by islet? Islands. Okay, and if they are going and they have zoomed this part. Okay, this has been observed by this Langerhans part, and this was the complete blood vessel. Okay, and as he saw inside this blood vessels, there were many different types of cells that were present. That was beta cell. Okay, there was a alpha cell and there was a delta cell. Okay, alpha, beta, we know beta we write like this according to the physics, and alpha also we might be aware. Okay, alpha has been written like this. This delta cell is not there in your syllabus. Okay, so you don't have to worry or you don't have to study regarding this part. Only the beta and the alpha cell is there inside your syllabus. To this islets of Langerhans, we have seen how many cells were there. 3 type of cell. Out of this, one is not there in your syllabus. Only 2 you have to study. That is the alpha cell, and the other one is called as the beta cell. Okay, and these are the 3 hormones, that is insulin, glucagon, and the third one is not there because delta cell is not there now, so you don't have to study. So I'm making it a cancel. Okay, only 2 you have to study, that is insulin and glucagon. The insulin is a hormone which is secreted by beta cell. Okay, and glucagon is secreted by alpha cell. Okay, so for a basic abbreviation, this is not an abbreviation, you can make it as a shortcut. IB. What does IB stands for? International boards? No, it stands for insulin, which is secreted by the beta cell. Okay, understand in this way, so it becomes quite easy if you learn in a fun way. So we are going to discuss insulin and glucagon in more detail in the next lecture. As of now, we come to an end of this first part of this endocrine system. Thank you, students.